What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and today's challenge is kind of unique. It is a theme. Could we beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond using only Barry's team? Or can Barry become the champion in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond? Whatever. I think you know the rules for this one. It's not a Nuzlocke for once. We're going to use Barry's team. Going in depth of Barry's team. What is Barry's team? There are 3 starters and there's variations of what Barry's team can look like. Now we gotta go canonically. If you think about it theoretically, Dawn for sure, can we agree Dawn for sure has Piplup, and the main character is Lucas. Lucas picked Turtwig because Dawn has the weaker Pokemon to your starter, and that means Barry must have Chimchar because Dawn has Piplup. So we're going to have Chimchar as our canonical starter. I'm not too sure if it makes too much sense, but it makes sense to me because Dawn has Piplup. Anyways, outside of that, I do have a level cap. The level cap for each gym is the highest Pokemon of the gym leader's team. So I can't go above that. I can get at that and then level up when I'm in the battle, but once I enter the battle, I should not be over the level cap. If I am, I cannot use that Pokemon during the gym battle. That does not mean I lose the challenge. People get confused. If I go over the level cap, I lose the challenge somehow. No, I just don't use that Pokemon. Since I'm using Barry's full team, that means I have 6 Pokemon that I have the chance to nickname. So here are the nicknames I picked out. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a Pokemon in my future challenge videos, just drop in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you guys are down there, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, and subscribe if you guys are not already. Greatly helps my channel as we are rolling through the last month of 2021. So to begin off, of course, I want to play on set mode, make it more difficult for me, and I gotta play on fast speed attacks because this game takes forever to do anything anyways. So we get our starter as Chimchar, and then we gotta go through first route. I completely forgot. Barry, as you see from the graphic, has a Staraptor, a Roserade, a Floatzel because it's a water type, a Snorlax, and a Heracross. All very annoying Pokemon to get. We'll have to get through it. So first Pokemon we catch is a Starly. Put it on team. I know I use Starly every single challenge run at this point, but you can't blame me. It's not my fault. I'll try not to use Starly. Anyways, we catch Budew. Budew's our second Pokemon. It evolves into Roselia and into Roserade, and also one of my favorite Pokemons. Next up, we're gonna go into Orberg Mine and level up through that, and then face off against the first gym leader of the game using our Monferno that I completely forgot evolves at 14. It's perfect for this gym because I could face off against Rourke, the first gym leader in Brilliant Diamond, and part fighting type at this point. So I can power punch down his Geodude, get 2 attack boosts, and then power punch once again to his Onix, force him up into a potion, of course, and then Mach Punch would knock him out. Basically, I'm boosted up so much that once his Cranios comes out, he's gonna get one-shotted by my Mach Punch, and down goes Rourke's team. And I was kind of focused on using Budew, but then magically my Chimchar evolved to a Monferno, so I didn't have to go through that trouble at all. So nothing faints at that point, and we can head into the Valley Windworks where we're going to find ourselves a Buizel. Now Buizel, I don't really use that often. I don't know what to do with it, but I caught it. Buizel's on my team because Barry has it. Wish he had like a Gastrodon. It would have made so much more sense if he had a Gastrodon. It would have been more cool. And as I'm going through, I want to slather honey on all the honey trees I can. I do 2 slathers of honey. I'm really holding out on finding a Heracross in the honey trees because that and I think Burmy are the only encounters in the honey tree in Brilliant Diamond, which is odd. Also, okay, I'm glad Munchlax is not encountered in the honey trees anymore. After that, we're going to go into Eterna City and we're going to face off against Gardenia. Gardenia is going to be the grass type gym leader of the game. And we're going to face off, starting the battle off against her using our Starivia. Pretty decent. As you can see, Wing Attack knocks out the Charuvia in 1 shot. Turtwig comes out now. It's going to try to attack me, but I'm going to Wing Attack it down and knock her out. Next up, she can send out her Roserade. I'm going to Wing Attack it. Almost knocks it out, but then somehow the Grass Knot ends up knocking out my Starivia. But that's okay though. I can send out my Monferno. I get paralyzed, whatever. Flame Wheel will knock her out, and we finish off the second gym. Things are looking pretty easy for us as Barry's team is pretty decent right now. We also cleared through Jupiter. I mean, it takes a little bit. Our team has to come together, and at the end, Buizel ends up clutching it up for us as our Budew is the only other Pokemon, and probably we wouldn't be able to beat that. After that, we're going to go into the honey trees, slather more honey on it, and then skip a lot of it because this is a very boring part at this point. We have to go to Hearthome City, and then Salacion Town, and then Balestone City. A lot of traveling, which doesn't get us a lot of things. We're going to go into the next gym in Balestone City and face off against Maylene. Maylene's going to be the fighting type gym leader of the game, and we're going to start the battle using our Starivia once again. As you guys would know by now, Air Lace will 1-shot the Meditite in the face. Machoke comes out, I'm going to 2-shot it. It's going to rock to me, I still outspeed it, and then finish it off with my Air Lace. Next up, she can switch out to a Lucario. I know at this point I shouldn't stay in. I decided to switch out into my Budew for some reason. I wanted to get a Stun Spore on it. It does not work. So happiness goes down. Luckily, it didn't matter too much, but it will evolve eventually, very close to the end of this battle. And we're also going to send out our Monferno. We're going to Flame Wheel into Lucario, and then Mach Punch will knock her out. Monferno is completely broken. Next up, we're going to go back into the honey trees, explore through our honey trees because it's been over 6 hours. We find some Combees and some Warmposts, nothing too exciting. But in this honey tree, we do end up finding our very first Heracross, something I haven't seen in my entirety of doing Pokemon challenges. I have not found a single Heracross, but we have broke that curse and we finally found one and put it on our team. Next up, we're going to go into Pastoria City where we face off against the 4th gym leader of the game, which is going to be Crasher Wake. Crasher Wake is going to be the water type gym leader. We're going to start the battle against him using our Roselia. Now, Roselia is going to stun spore down the Gyarados. I can always Giga Drain down the Quagsire for some HP. I just got to weaken down the Gyarados. As my Monferno, I'm going to sack my Monferno basically. I get it down to half HP, which is amazing. Send out my my Heracross, which is not close to the level at all. But it'll get knocked out as well. Send out my Roselia to Giga Drain, knock out the Gyarados for us. Get our HP back up a little bit. Quagsire comes out. I'm going to Giga Drain that thing out as well. And finally, his last Pokemon will be a Floatzel. I need to switch out to my own Floatzel to a Rock Tomb to lower his speed. And at this point, I basically won because I can outspeed it using my Roselia. But I want to make sure double Rock Slide and eventually it's going to knock me out. Then I can switch out to my Roselia once again. Giga Drain will knock out the Floatzel and we beat Crasher Wake. So Barry's team needs a little tinkering because it's really slow for some reason. But after that, we have unlocked the ability to use Defog and also the ability to search for Munchlax. Munchlax finally spawns after you clear through the 4th gym of the game. So we found our Munchlax. Took a little bit of encounter, but we found our Munchlax. It ends up beating down half my team. We do end up catching it in a Pokeball. And now our team is fully set. Unfortunately, Munchlax can take a little bit for evolving because it's a happiness evolution. But from there, we're going to face off against Fantina. Fantina is going to be this gym leader in Hearthome City and also the ghost type gym leader of the game. Our team is pretty decent looking, so I want to start the battle using our Staraptor against the Drifloon. Drifloon's going to decide to fly after I hit it with an aerial ace, so I just want to let it land and then hit it again with an aerial ace. We'll knock him out. I thought he's going to Willow me, so I was trying to get some chip on him. My Staraptor unfortunately goes down to the Gengar, but I can switch out into my Floatzel, which will get Confused Ray and hit itself in confusion and then die. So I decided to switch out into my Roselia. I'm getting Stun Spore it and then Shadow Ball it. Luckily, it does end up knocking him down and knocking him out as he gets paralyzed in paralysis, and we can move on from that Gengar. Next up, she can switch out to her Miss Magius. It's going to obviously knock out my Roselia, but luckily, I send out my Infernape once again. It's going to get Confused Ray. Flame will do about half to it and then crit it on the following turn. And we end up beating down the Miss Magius and we beat Fantina. Oh, very lucky for us. We're about to lose that battle. But after that, we can go into the Iron Islands to do some more training because the level cap has jumped up to about level 39. There is more room for us to play around with. We also get the Shiny Stone to evolve our Roselia into a Roserade. And once we're done with the Iron Islands, we don't lose a single Pokemon in this at all. And we can face off against the 6th gym leader of the game, which is going to be Byron. Byron's going to be the Steel type gym leader of the game. We're going to start the battle against him using our Infernape, of course. Infernape is getting Flame Wheel. Does not knock out the Bronzong somehow. So I decided to Flame Wheel once again to knock him out, but he sets up Trick Room and a Sandstorm, so it's quite annoying. I decided to switch out into my Floatzel because I assumed Floatzel could do something. Floatzel ends up using the broken mechanic of living on 1 HP as he serves and almost knocking out the Steelix because he has Sturdy, of course. So I send in my Infernape. I want to Mach Punch, knock him out. I'm not falling for the trick of, oh, maybe he'll full restore. Nope. Not falling for that. As the Steelix goes down, his final Pokemon will be the Bastiodon, the big shield fossil Pokemon. I want to close combat it, activate his Sturdy. He's gonna miss his Stone Edge, so I can Mach Punch him in the face, and we beat Byron. So Infernape did a pretty good job on that. Floatzel obviously clutched up for us with the serve, but you know, pretty good win. Next out, we messed up our glitch. I'm not sure if they patched it or not, but I think I just messed it up because I ran into this double battle accidentally. After that, we're going to finally train up our Heracross. We haven't done this at all. Heracross has no love at all for this. Heracross ended up finally getting some levels, and we can finally face off against the 7th gym leader of the game in Snow Point City. We're going to face off against Candace. Candace is going to be the Ice type gym leader of the game. We're going to start the battle against her using our Infernape. Infernape with Swords Dance might be the most broken Pokemon possible. So I Swords Dance up against the Snover. It hits me with a Water Pulse, whatever. And I'm going to Flame Wheel, knock it out. Then Mach Punch, knock out the Sneasel, of course. And then the Medicham comes out next. I obviously assume I could knock it out in one shot. I was wrong. It does not knock him out at all. So the Medicham ends up beating me down. So I decided to switch out into my Staraptor to finish the job against the Medicham. One shot it with Aerial Ace, and then the Bomb Snow comes out next. I end up Aerial Acing, and then he Blizzards me. I thought he was going to set up a Aurora Veil, but he Blizzards me, knocks me out. So I could send in my Heracross. Break would knock out the Bomb Stone, and we end up beating Candace. So 7 gyms down, and Barry's team is looking pretty nice right now. We're going to go into the Team Galactic hideout next. Face off against Saturn. We beat Cyrus already. Face off against Saturn, and then release the Lake Trio. And then head into the Spear Pillar, where we're going to beat down Cyrus once again. Nothing too important here. It's very easy battles. We beat Cyrus, and we could finally move on into Sunny Shore City. After catching Dialga, whatever, come back, go through the passage, and then go into Sunny Shore City's gym, where we face off against Volkner. Volkner is going to be the Electric type gym leader of the game. He's going to start the battle against us using the Raichu. It's alright with us. I'm going to start the battle using my Heracross. Heracross does have Earthquake, so he wants to Volt Switch into his Ambipom, which is quite annoying. I decided to stay in. He's going to knock me out using Double Hit, kind of annoying. So I'm going to switch into my Infernape. Infernape's going to not knock him out using Mach Punch, but when he restores his HP, I can Mach Punch twice at him, and Ambipom goes down anyways. Next up, the Raichu comes out next. He can Surf me, does not knock me out. That's pitiful. But I'm going to close combat, knock out the Raichu for us. So 2 Pokemon down with our Infernape. Next up, he's going to switch out to his Octillery. I do have a Grass type in the back. I take the Octazooka, and then Giga Drain will knock out the Octillery. And then his final Pokemon will be the Luxray. Unfortunately for it, I could regain my HP every time it tries to Ice Fang me. I even live with the friendship thing. Even through then, I still get knocked out, but it gets left on low HP, where my Infernape can come out, Mach Punch it in the head, and then knock out the Luxray. And we end up beating all 8 gyms with Barry, just like Barry does normally. Now we're going to go through Victory Road. Barry's team is pretty standard. It went through the gyms pretty easily so far, but a real test is going to be to the Elite 4 as we head through Victory Road. And we're going to need all the teams. We're going to get Stone Edge, obviously. I don't think we use Stone Edge, but we got it just in case. And then we're going to face off against Barry, or not Barry in this case. We beat the non-Barry, the fake Barry, really easily with our Infernape, with Swords Dance and everything. This real Barry's team actually goes a little crazy in the Elite 4 as we head into the Elite 4 and face off against the first Elite 4 member, which is Aaron. Aaron's going to be the Bug type Elite 4 member. We're going to start the battle against him using our Infernape. In my head, this worked a little bit better. I thought he's getting Reflect up. He actually Light Screen up, so I missed my opportunity to Sword Dance, but I'm going to knock out the Dustox. And then he's going to switch out to his Heracross. I want Sword Dance in front of that thing. He's going to Earthquake me down to red HP. I survive it luckily, and then I could Flame Wheel knock him out as I'm in Blaze range, and also got a Sword Dance up. Beautifly comes out next. It's going to get knocked out too. Like nothing happened there. Vespi Queen comes out. I'm going to Flare. Vespi Queen comes out next. I'm going to Flame Wheel with that thing. Also knock that thing out as well. Next up, the Drapion comes out next. I'm like, let my Infernape go down. It's fine. As I switch into my Staraptor. Staraptor will be able to lower his attack using Intimidate and then Brave Bird twice to knock out the Drapion. And we're going to beat Aaron of the Elite 4. So our first Elite 4 battle went pretty easily. Didn't want Sword Dance on my Heracross. As we head into the next chamber where we face off against Bertha, the ground type Elite 4 member, and we're going to start the battle against her using our grass type, obviously. Who else are we supposed to use? So, our grass type Roserade is going to set a growth in front of her and then take an Earthquake, but I know I'm going to regain my HP after this. So I'm going to Giga Drain up, knock out the Quagsire in one shot. Wishcash also gets growth on, but it's going to Bulldoze me, which is very annoying. I don't want I thought it's going to use Ice Beam. Normally it should use Ice Beam, but it used Bulldoze. So it's going to lower my speed, which is very annoying. I Giga Drain, get my HP back against the Wishcash. And luckily enough for us, we are still faster than the Sudowoodo. So we can Giga Drain, knock out the Sudowoodo. That's 3 Pokemon down as she sends out her Golem. I'm going to hit it, expecting it to not kill with Earthquake as it knocks me out with Earthquake, which is fantastic. That's what I want to see. We're going to send out our Floatzel next. We're going to Waterfall it, luckily survive 1 Earthquake, and then we can Waterfall it once again. Eventually, we can knock out the Golem as it wastes all the full restores possible. And her final Pokemon will be the Hippowdon. I do get some chip damage on it with Waterfall, but that is shortly lived as Floatzel goes down. My Staraptor is unable to knock it out as it rests up and as a Chesto Berry. It surprised me. I was like, what is going on? So I decided to switch out into my... This is the first debut of Snorlax, by the way. So I'm going to switch out to my Snorlax. It is going to get bodied up by this Hippowdon. But luckily, I do get a Yawn on it. And then lowers attack once again. And then I got hit with an Ice Fang. I thought I was going to go for an Earthquake because it made more sense. But it's going to freeze me. So I decided to switch out to my Infernape. At this point, I know I can live 1 Earthquake. So I want Swords Dance on his 3rd turn of sleep. He's going to wake up. He's going to Earthquake me. I'm going to close combat him. I'm going to knock him out. So Infernape clutched things up against him, and that could have been really bad. Next up, we're going to head into the next chamber. We're going to face off against Flint. Normally, Flint is the hardest member I always face in my hardcore Nuzlocks. We started the battle using our Infernape against him. We're going to avoid the Hypnosis and then take a Poison Jab as we knock him out using Mach Punch. Didn't want to lower my defenses just yet, as the Low Bunny comes out next. Close combat will knock out that thing. And as well, the Steelix comes out next. Steelix gets one shot, completely body by my Fist Plate Infernape. Drifloon survives easily. I don't know how Drifloon survives so easily. He's gonna switch out into his own Infernape. I do break his Focus Sash with my Mach Punch, but it's gonna unfortunately knock me out. But it's fine as I switch out into my Floatzel, which will Aqua Jet knock him out. And then the Drifloon comes out next. It's gonna try to Willow me and everything. I lowers the speed. It's gonna Strength Staff me. Luckily, he's not doing the crazy thing where it double teams and be annoying. So I'm able to switch out to my Roserade, and I'm able to Shadow Ball and knock out the Drifloon. And we end up beating Flint with no problems. Next up, we're going to face off against Lucian, the final Elite Four member before the champion. He's going to be the Psychic type Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle using our especially defensive tank, which is Snorlax. I thought he would do a little more though, as I completely messed this up. I should have put Rest on this thing, but I am going to end up beating the Mr. Mime, which is fine. We got to live with that as he switch out to his Medicham, which will high jump kick me, knock me out. So switch out into my bird. Staraptor will Brave Bird will knock out the Medicham, and he's gonna switch out to his Giraffe Rig. I know my Staraptor is gonna be important, so I want to U-turn, save my Staraptor from the Giraffe Rig. I assume it's gonna knock in Thunderbolt. I thought it was gonna Trick Room up, so I switch out into my Heracross. Unfortunately, Heracross only has Pin Missile at this point, and Pin Missile does not end up beating Giraffe Rig, and it's going to Psychic and knock out my Heracross, which is might be the most unfortunate timing ever. I've never seen someone choke that hard using my Heracross. But it's going to full restore up, and then it's going to set up Trick Room, and then Thunderbolt destroy my Floatzel, as you can see. Luckily enough, I do end up living with Friendship. I can't help it if Friendship is procting. It's part of the game. Floatzel ends up saving itself, and then ends up knocking out the Giraffe Rig. And then with Trick Room up, his own Trick Room, I can bite, flinch the Alakazam, and then two-shot the Alakazam and knock him out. And that's how Floatzel survived and knocked out 2 Pokemon with Friendship. Next up, he's going to switch out to his Bronzong. I don't know why. I'm trying to use Bite again. I'm trying to flinch it. I'm going to switch out into my Roserade. Roserade is not going to have a good time as it gets bodied by Gyro Ball. And then I got to switch out into my Staraptor to lower its attack stat. And then do some chip damage against it using a U-turn into my Infernape. My Infernape will use Shadow Claw to knock out the Bronzong. And we end the battle against Lucian with a win. Now I want to say I've never blacked out in this challenge, but that would be a lie, as Cynthia ended up beating me a record 6 times before I end up beating her. So I think that tells the whole story of what you need to know about this challenge. So face off against Cynthia. We're going to start the battle against Cynthia using our Roserade. Now Roserade is going to get very lucky with the paralyzes on Spiritomb. As Spiritomb gets paralyzed like 4 or 5 times in a row, so I'm able to Giga Drain it down and then Growth in front of it as well, and then knock it out, and then Stun Spore the Maltic coming in, it gets paralyzed as well. And then I could Growth once again. I'm waiting for it to hit me with an Ice Beam, but it I get 3 Growths up for free as it's still paralyzed back to back to back. And then eventually it's going to Ice Beam me, and then I can Giga Drain, get my HP back from it, and knock out the Maltic, knock out the Gastrodon as well. And then he's going to switch out to his own Roserade. My own Sludge Bomb will knock it out. Maybe I should have used Giga Drain to get my HP back, but it should be fine. Lucario will outspeed me, knock me out, which is fine. I'm going to switch out into my Heracross. Heracross will end up 1v1ing the Lucario, and we end up beating down the Lucario. We do not end up beating Lucario. Heracross does nothing throughout this entire challenge. That's what I want to say. Infernape will clean up the mess Heracross cannot finish, as her final Pokemon will be a Garchomp. I want to switch out from my Infernape into my Staraptor. Staraptor will take... try to do some damage using Brave Bird, but it does more damage to myself using Brave Bird. I decided to switch out into my Snorlax, which will take a few attacks, but I'm able to yawn it down and then switch out into my Staraptor, which will roost up right in front of the Garchomp, and then I could Brave Bird it once more. It is going to, unfortunately, it is going to wake up on these turns and then knock on my Staraptor, but that's fine because my Floatzel is in the back with Ice Beam, and through the Yachi Barrier, even like 2 Garchomps would not survive from this range. So Garchomp goes down through the Yachi Barrier, through Ice Beam, and surprisingly, Floatzel special attack is higher than his physical attack, but we end up beating Cynthia. That's the main takeaway of that. Let's go back. Let's refer back to the challenge. So the challenge is could Barry's team beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond? Considering that we flew through most of the game and our team is actually pretty decent, but we went through the champion and we faced off against the champion and we lost, I think 6 times, 4, 5, 6 times. I would say Barry's team is not good enough to beat Cynthia's team. It took too many attempts and it took more luck than anything. Brosary had to set up against the Milotic to beat it, and I think it just took too much luck. I understand I was under level, but that comes with the territory. Barry's team cannot beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and cannot be the champion at all. So that's my final verdict. Trash team. But anyways, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys can, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge videos just like this one, and subscribe if you guys are not already. Really help my channel. And my name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day. I'm out. Peace.